Hello and welcome to episode 150 of The Pilgrimage on FM23. I'm Jamie, and coming up on today's episode I'm going to show you the signings we've made as Newcastle manager during pre-season. I'll show you the pre-season results, and then we'll show you a couple of matches as well. So looking at the schedule, I'll show you Bristol City at home as our opening game of the season. I'll then play Wolves off camera, and I'll show you how we get on against Manchester City away. So let's get straight into it, and the transfers are coming up in just a moment. Okay, here are the transfers then, and we'll begin with the departures. I've highlighted the ones that have happened since I took control at Newcastle. First player to leave was Jesper Karlsson on loan to Fulham. Gary Sargentson then left for £16.5 million to Everton. Craig Clark went on loan to Brighton. Paul Ewing went to Portsmouth for £150,000. Ali Widdop has gone on loan to Benfica. Marcus Smith goes on loan to Porto. Kevin Benyon goes on loan to Celta Vigo. Graham White joins Tottenham for £18 million. Rogan Coulter joins Southampton for an initial £71,000. João Veloso joins Atletico Madrid for £13.5 million, potentially rising to over £16.5 million. Conrad Preen joined Norwich on a transfer of around about £50,000. Samba Diop left for Al Jazeera for £7.5 million. Matt Roberts left for Nottingham Forest for £6.25 million, rising to £7.75. Eike Schnellbacher left on loan to Villarreal, and Dylan Colback has joined Brighton for £235,000. So moving on to players coming in, three arrivals. First in was Sam Satilmis from Tottenham for £88 million, and this is Sam. He's a centre back, 3 stars of current ability, 5 stars of potential, at only 20 years old. Very exciting talent, looking forward to seeing what he can offer the team. And the next signing was Cyril Zerbrugge from Manchester United for an initial £75 million. And Cyril is a defensive midfielder, 3 stars of current ability, 4 stars of potential, and at 23 years of age, still fits with the club philosophy, even though he's a little bit older. And the final signing, Edgar Kermser from Paris Saint-Germain for £38.5 million. Rising to £46 million. He is another central defender, 3 stars of current ability and potential, and 22 years of age. So German international, another solid acquisition. Not going to be a star, but certainly going to be incredibly useful. And I'll leave the transfer roundup there, and I'll show you the pre-season results in just a moment. Okay, here are our results then from pre-season, and as you can see, we played Aston Villa on neutral ground and beat them by 2-1. We played AZ Alkmaar away from home and beat them 2-0. We played Anderlecht at home and beat them 7-0 in a really impressive performance. We then beat Paris Saint-Germain 1-0. And finished pre-season with a 4-1 home win over Benfica. So that concludes the pre-season roundup, and I'll be back in a moment with the team to face Bristol City in our opening game in the Premier League. Okay, here is the team for the opening game of the season against Bristol City, and it is Falcao in goal, back four of Martos, Kermser, Satilmus and Regis, Zerbrug at the base of midfield, Lopez and Boyle ahead of him, Barre on the left, Francesco on the right, Lapcevic up front. So let's submit the team and go and give a team talk. Okay, well, my assistant wants me to emphasise the fact we're favourites and that we should go out there and make sure they're left in no doubt as to why. I think that's perfectly reasonable, actually. So we will pump the fists and tell the players that. And let's go into the tunnel for our tunnel interview. You're about to take charge of your first match as Newcastle manager. Can you sum up your feelings on an occasion like this? Means a lot, and I can't wait for the first whistle. Am I hopeful of a performance? Always important to play well, no different today. Louis Jackson isn't in the squad today but isn't injured. Why is he out? Being rested, no story here. So let's kick the match off, and as always, first 10 minutes we'll just see how things go. I need to pause it because the speed is not right, so let's slow that down. That's the one thing I forgot to check before we kicked off. And we'll restart that. And as always, first 10 minutes, as I say, we'll decide what happens as Regis throws it in. It's flicked on and very, very nearly ended up in the back of the net. We've started quite well, but I think we'll go with a demand more as Boyle plays it out to Barre on the left. Barre to the byline, cuts it back, and it's cleared. And Bristol City bring it over the halfway line. Cadden down the right hand side for City. It's played back and Barre intercepts. The highlight comes to an end. And I think we need a demand more again. This isn't the start we were looking for. We are the better team, but we've made nothing of it so far. So, start looking at the player ratings. Lapcevic isn't playing brilliantly, but we've got a free kick now. Boyle over it. Surely he's not going to go for goal. He does actually. Hits the keeper, I think. Barre comes inside, crosses for Boyle, who plays it back to Barre, who shoots, and it's pushed behind for a corner. Boyle with the in-swinging corner to the middle, and Oscar Lopez gives us the lead with a header. And it is Newcastle United 1, Bristol City 0. And that's put us in the top 4 as it stands. So that's good, but we need more. We've got very high expectations of the season. So 1-0 against Bristol City is not good enough. What can we say? Not happy. Right. Satilmus needs to come off because he's stressed by the comment I've just made. So we'll get him off, and we'll bring... Who will we bring on? I think we'll bring on Alcaraz. Or will we bring on Moraes? No, Alcaraz is going to be the man. And I think that's going to be my only change at the moment. But we'll see how the start of the second half goes. If we've had no joy by an hour, first of all I'm going to demand more now, and then on the hour I'll make the next 2 substitutions. So an hour gone, we need 2 more subs. I'm going to bring on a striker, I think, so Ševčík's going to come on for Lapčević. He's playing okay, but he's not playing brilliantly. And then we'll replace the tiring Oscar Lopez with Isidro Alonso. And let's continue the match and confirm the subs. So 2 substitutes remaining. We can use them individually if we need to, or we can make 2 at the same time. At the moment, I think I demand more, and then I will use 2 subs after this highlight is over. Rougier's throw in to Monk, who's forced backwards to Piper. Ball forwards to the wing, and Bristol City, through Leo Julien, have found themselves an equaliser. So we definitely need the remaining 2 substitutions now, and quite what we're going to do, I'm not sure. Bitshabu, I'm going to bring on for Kermza at the back, and I will take off Boyle in midfield and bring on Quiroga, and that'll do. So let's get out there for the second half. For the last 10 minutes, and see if we can manage to get another goal to win the game. Let's go attacking. It's only Bristol City. We should be winning. It's played forward. Francesco on the right. Cuts it in. And Michal Ševčík scores. And it is Newcastle United 2, Bristol City 1. And we've got 10 minutes to try and either hold on or make it more secure. And Regis into Quiroga, back to Alcaraz. Regis is dispossessed. Monk to Rougier, who launches it forward. Alcaraz back to Falcao in goal, finds Bitshabu. Alonso to Zerbrig. Bitshabu to Alonso, into Barre, finds Ševčík, and his shot finds the back of the net. With 83 minutes gone, it's 3-1, and that should secure the win. So fingers crossed, and I think we can go positive now rather than attacking to save a bit of legs. And fingers crossed that should do the job, and it has. Newcastle United 3, Bristol City 1, and I'll be back in a moment with the second match of today's episode. Okay, well, following a really disappointing 1-0 defeat, although we were unlucky, to lose 1-0 to Wolves is disappointing, and we now need to make up for that by trying to get a result against Manchester City. The team that's going to try and do that is Falcao in goal, back 4 of Pedro Manuel, Bitshabu, Kermza and Wagstaff, Boyle at the base of midfield, Alonso and Lopez ahead of him, Quinn on the left, Regis on the right, Lapčević up front. So let's submit the team and go and give a team talk. Okay, my assistant is suggesting go out there and impress me. Yeah, I think that's probably fair enough. And let's go into the tunnel for a tunnel interview. Where do I need to improve after a disappointing outing against Wolves last time? We have to work hard and reach our full potential. As much as it might be a cliche, is the first goal all important? Goals win matches, always helpful to get out in front. Ryan Boyle takes the captain's armband today. What do you see in him as a leader? I know I can rely on him. Okay, let's get into the match and let's give it the first 10 minutes just to see how things settle down. and then we'll decide what to do after that. I think I demand more, given that City are the better team at the moment. And it is a Manchester City corner. It's headed away, but Gouveia will collect. Lapcevic is dispossessed on the edge of the area, and it comes back off the post and into the arms of Falcao. So we're a little lucky not to fall behind there. City easily the better team. Manuel with the throw-in into Boyle. Manuel to Alonso. Hits the shot, deflects into the air, and Izakovic collects the loose ball. Highlight comes to an end. City still well on top, so another demand more needed. Danny into Gouveia. Gordeev takes over. He's dispossessed, but Shabu to Quinn, who in turn is dispossessed by City. Couto to Fernandes. To Couto again, back to Fernandes. Fernandes' ball forward, and it comes back off the goalkeeper, and Noé Hernandez puts it in the net, and it is Manchester City 1, Newcastle United 0. And this is fast turning into a really disappointing start to the season. And we haven't had a shot on target yet. We're 1-0 down, 35 minutes gone, and literally nothing has gone to plan in this episode. Flores into Hernandez, finds Gordeev, and it ends up with Falcao, who finds Bitshiabu. Back to Falcao, who goes long this time. Quinn loses out with the header, but Lapcevic collects and is then dispossessed. Ball over the top from Manchester City. Couto in behind, and it's off the outside of the post for a goal kick. And we are really struggling at this stage. Gordeev with the in-swinging corner to the far post. The header from Gallinucci over the top. And I'm not sure how many substitutions it's going to take at half-time to sort this mess out. But there are going to be quite a few. So let's get in there. Let's point the finger. Haven't taken nearly enough shots. And let's decide what we're going to do substitution-wise. Christopher Quinn needs to come off. We'll move Pedro Manuel forward. We'll bring Quinn off and put probably Martos at left back. Ben Wagstaff needs to come off at right back. Richie can replace him. And we will replace our winger, Pedro Manuel. What can we do to get Pedro Manuel off? We can put Lapcevic on the left, and then Manuel can come off, and Shevchik can come on. And for my fourth and final change, Bitshiabu for Alcaraz, I think, probably. Yeah, for Alcaraz. So 4 changes. That should send a message to the lads that we're far from happy. We'll demand more. And let's see if we can get back into the match. So, second half begins. And City have the ball. But Lapcevic snaps into a tackle. Finds Regis. Shevchik back to Alonso. Boyle. Ball over the top for Shevchik to run onto. And first time finish from Mikhail Shevchik. Makes it Manchester City 1. Newcastle United 1. So we're back on level terms just 5 minutes after the half-time interval. And if we could get another goal, we'll be right back in the hunt for the Champions League places again. We don't deserve to be based on the balance of the match, but one more goal would do it for us, and we need to take somebody off. I think we take Alonso off, or possibly Regis. We'll go Bidner to come on, as Couto has it on the left for City. It's crossed in, headed away. Regis loses out. Riveros, and City hit the post. We clear it, and the highlight comes to an end. Can we get one more goal to scramble an unlikely victory? Let's demand more and see if we can manage to find a late winner. We're down to 10 men because Boyle has gone off injured, so we're just going to have to confirm that. And can we do it with 10 men? Martos plays it forward. Lapsevich gives up on it. Luiz back to Izakovic, who clears. And Alcaraz picks up the loose ball, finds Martos. Surely this has to go long. Martos infield to Alonso. Lapsevich turns. Can he get the cross in? He can. And the header is wide. That was the last chance, I think. And that should be the full-time whistle. Full-time then, Manchester City 1, Newcastle United 1. So I'll be back in a moment with the league table and to tell you what's coming up on the next episode. Okay, time now for a look at the league table, and as you can see we are in 7th place in the league after 3 matches with 1 win, 1 draw, 1 defeat and 4 points on the board. So time now to take a look at when we're going to come back for the next episode, and I think what I'm going to do is bring you back for the games at the end of September, Chelsea away, and the start of October at home to Tottenham Hotspur. So if you've enjoyed that, please leave a nice thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for Monday to Friday Football Manager videos. Thank you very much indeed for watching, and goodbye.